I want to thank you again for tuning into the Sporting Hour with your host, Lynwood Robinson. My co-host, Mr. Happy Cole, will be joining us shortly. I got my main man, Mr. Sam Karpel, on the board and stats, and we'll be right back with you as soon as we play a song for the opening of the show. I think it's Steely Dan?
No, we got
the
the stylist.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, come get it. Hey, girl. And we're back. The Sporting Hour with Lynwood Robinson. Like I said before, my co-host, Mr. Happy Cole, should be joining us shortly. I got Sam Karpel, my stabbing board guy, and like as usual, we start the show with the section we call the Woodshed, and where we give it to you or give you props. Anybody in sports, be a coach, a player, GM, fan, whatever. And here we go. This is called We Keep Getting Better. Baseball, Major League Baseball, was in the toilet, I think, say 2000, 2005, 2016, 17, or maybe even I'll go up to all the way to 19. The games are too long, kind of boring. The shift, it just wasn't. It wasn't appetizing for young people. Young people now who are growing up on the internet, they want action. They don't want to sit around and wait. Your average baseball fan is probably in his 50s or 60s, like who's really into it, pure baseball. And 2 years ago, I think it was, they took out the shift. You know, where you could put all your players, like if you had a power hitting lefty, they would put all the players on one side to keep the guy from getting the hit. Have your shortstop behind the bag, and basically your second baseman playing shallow right field. How you gonna get a hit? The casual fan wants to see that ball smacked, people scoring runs, preferably home runs. I'll watch 1-0 because I love baseball. A great pitching duel, I'll watch it. But your casual fan wants runs. They want action. Just like in football, when Monday Night Football started in 1970, they have him slowly peeling back on the defense. Why? For the casual fan. The crazy football fan's wife and girlfriend can watch. She knows what a touchdown is. She might not know a defensive formation, but she knows what a touchdown is. See what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's how you get the fan in. Now there's this new thing. Have you guys, Sam, heard about this torpedo bat thing?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Guys who couldn't hit it out of the infield now are smacking the ball, smacking the ball around the place. Yeah, you can get a hit. I can get a hit. If you can get contact, that's the thing. You might get off your shoulder.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that ball's coming, man, and changing. So, but yeah, the torpedo bat. Here's the old saying: "Say what you want, just spell my name right." They're getting attention.
Right.
And baseball needs it, man. Who's the face of baseball right now? Without question, it's Ohtani.
Right.
Language barrier be damned. The guy's good looking. He's a dynamite pitcher.
Gambler.
Hitter. That's funny. Hitter and base runner. Good looking. 6'4", bigger than you think he is.
Right.
I mean, he did something last year no one's done in the history of baseball. What was it? 50 home runs and 60 stolen bases?
Yeah, I'll pull it up, too.
Sam's pull it right now. Yeah. I keep looking to the left because Sam, by the way, we're in a different location. We're at my friend Pablo Vega's studio. We're doing a show from here tonight because the WCOM is moving from the original location to another. We're going to be dark for 2 days, but we'll be able to send you a show from here. Well, what did Ohtani do last year?
Ohtani, he had 54 home runs,
130 RBIs,
59 stolen bases.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That's crazy.
3 MVPs in the last 4 years.
Now, I still say Hank Aaron is the greatest player of all time. But Hank Aaron played 24 seasons. This guy's played, 5, 6?
Yeah.
But if he does it for 10 more years,
right.
I'm about to change my mind.
7. Yeah, I mean, he's got 6 home runs and 6, no, never mind. Sorry, I misread
But he's
that.
also 30 years old, though, so he might not play much longer. But with a $700 million contract, you don't have to play that much longer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
$700 million, man. So,
He retired today.
yeah. So, but to me, the Hank Aaron's still the best player. But what I'm saying is, now my woodshed point is, baseball has made some changes, taking some huge swings, and it's paid off.
Mm-hmm.
Taking out the shift. Oh yeah, giving the National League the designated hitter. This thing with these bats, which is not cheating. It's not like steroids, where a guy couldn't hit out the infield and then they lead the league in home runs. This is different. They just made the sweet spot bigger. So it's not cheating going on, giving the average player an advantage. It's just enhancing their ability, I think. Yeah. So let me see what I have to say about the torpedo bat when he joins us. All right, here we go. We're going to go with these topics, Sam. Because the show will be a little bit shorter tonight, obviously, because we got a little bit of time crunch, so we'll be speeding through a little bit. All right. Sam Ohtani, the face of the league, already done that. This is the NBA. Even with the addition of Jimmy Butler, pull up the Golden State.
Sure.
Even with the addition of Jimmy Butler, Stephen Curry is still the guy. He's the straw that stirs the drink. If that guy doesn't play, they can't score. Well, they can. It's just not the same.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say this: basketball to me, man, it's about footwork. Kevin McHale, Akeem Olajuwon, and from the backcourt, no one has better footwork than Steph Curry. No one can stop, start, turn a dime, catch, move. He's the best at footwork. That's what it's all about, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Still leading the league in 3-pointers at 36. For as much as he's changed.
Will be 37 in April.
Changed the game, yeah.
He's taking care of himself.
Yeah. And free throw percentage.
You know John. You remember John Stockton?
Yeah.
That guy played 19 seasons and was productive all 19. The point I'm making is at that size, usually you lose something. Obviously, wasn't as fast as he was when he was 20, but he took care of his body. He didn't go out and party. I think Steph Curry's that same kind of guy.
Yeah, makes sense.
He doesn't abuse himself. A lot of guys you see, especially guards, you'll see a 7-8 year run, and boom, they're gone because they lose a step. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They lose a step. And John Stockton, Steph Curry, who else played a long time? Chris Paul.
Mm-hmm.
They took care of their body, man. They didn't abuse themselves. So, I don't know. Matter of fact, I want you to look up John Stockton's stats and see what he did for 19 seasons. He was effective until the last play.
I was watching some John Stockton
But
highlights
let's look at the last 5 years.
Yeah.
That'd be better.
98 to 2003.
When did he retire?
Yeah, 2003. Yeah.
All right, so 98, we're talking about, but look at shooting percentage, 51%, 53%, 51, 54, and then 500. All right.
Not to mention, he played 82 games a year for the last 4 games of his career, leading up to being 40 years old. He played
36
every
and 40. He was
game.
doing it. Yeah, he's great. But look at it. But I'm telling you, the guy was in. And on the sneak tip, they say he was borderline dirty.
Yeah.
You know, throwing knee on those picks. He's always set that pick for Carmelo to come across the lane.
I believe it.
Yeah. Look at those numbers.
Yeah.
Last 5 years, 7.5, almost 9, 8, and then almost 8.
Yeah.
And then I'm talking about,
assists,
but not playing 40 minutes though. 27 a game, 28 a game, 29 a game, 30 a game. Yeah, he took care of his body, man. That guy was great, man.
Yeah.
He was he could run that break. He was great at that pick and roll.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! And Karl Malone coming down with that big knee, nothing you could do, man. Speaking of that, Malone, 25 points a game, 12 boards a game for like 10 straight years or something like that. Something crazy.
We can pull him up too. Yeah.
He was nuts, man. Crazy personal life, which I won't get into. It's none of my
Right,
business,
yeah, talking about a dirty player, but
that's funny. He was kind of dirty, and not in a basketball sense.
yeah, but
Look at this, man. His last. Look at well, of course, the crazy numbers. Look at his last 5 years.
into averaging in the 20s.
25.5, 23, 22, 21. And then that bad year with the Lakers when he left and hurt his knee.
That's
kind of
right.
limping around. He was
That's
kind of
right.
limping around. But look at man. Those guys are incredible, man. It's all about taking care of your body. But we'll get back. We'll get back to that. We'll go to the NBA real quick again. You were talking about Curry. I think. Well, what he did was he changed the geometry of basketball. What used to be a bad shot is now okay to take. Now he's also like Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson was a 6'9" legitimate guard. But when he was in the league, everybody tried to find a guy 6'5" or taller who can take 2 dribbles without falling down and call him a point guard. Magic had the thought process of a guard. You see what I'm saying? He was just, I think along with Charles Barkley, the most unusually sized player I've ever seen. Barkley was 6'4", played power forward. Magic was 6'9", 6'8", 6'9", and ran the point legitimately.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. And I think what he did, Magic, having guys out of position, Curry does the same thing. He's got guys taking 3-point shots who shouldn't be taking them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, too many. Well, do you think the NBA has too many 3-pointers?
Yeah, it's hard to say because on the one hand, yes, like it's somehow I like the fact that in college you don't know for sure they're going to make the open 3 every time.
Right.
And when you watch the NBA, if it gets kicked out to the corner and there's no one on them, they're making the 3 every time.
Now, well, obviously not every time, but I know what you're saying.
It feels like it when you watch. Yeah.
What I think they should do is put the line out like a V. Take away the 3, the corner 3.
I don't. That would really change the spacing more than I think even Curry has. But like, it is sort of I think it is sort of a skill thing. I do think they're better shooters on average than
they used
before.
to be.
Yeah.
Oh,
especially your taller guys.
There ain't no question about that. But if you have freedom of movement, nobody can touch you. Of course you can.
Yeah. I like the concept of even like. Even the concept of expanding the court somehow a little bit. No?
I don't think so.
No?
No, don't do that. And don't raise the basket.
No, don't raise the basket. I mean, definitely don't raise the basket.
Don't expand the court, man.
No?
You have guys loafing getting back now. You'd be
That's
out of control,
true, I
man.
guess, yeah. Luka would be having some problems.
He's got a weird body, man, but he's the absolute best player in the league. Not Luka. I thought about Jokic.
Yeah.
Luka's the one that is gifted offensively.
Yeah.
But Jesus Christ, he's like in horrible shape.
Right.
And no one calls him on it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look at it this way. If a guy's making $40 million a year and you can't control him, how are you going to control him if he's making 70?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If he's making $70 million. Yeah. But he can score, though, man. That cannot be denied. He can score.
It's easily top 5 offensive player in the NBA.
Maybe top 3.
Yeah,
he's got the whole offensive package,
and
a little bit of arrogance. But the old saying is, it ain't bragging if you can do it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
LD knows. Ooh, I better not say that. Coach Smith told me that. They can't stop it. You can talk about it.
Yeah.
But until then, yeah. I don't know. I think Curry, man. I think the Warriors in 6th place right now.
Mm-hmm.
If they have to match up with the Nuggets, they're in trouble. But if they don't match up with the Nuggets, they can make some noise.
Yeah.
They have no answer for Jokic. I mean, no one does, but they really don't.
Yeah, Jokic. Right. I mean, I don't think there's a good argument about whether Shea is the MVP, but Jokic is without a doubt the best basketball player in the world right now. When you watch, I think it's obvious.
I don't think there's any question about that. MVP and best player are not the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what people. I've said this 1,000 times, man. I use the Steve Nash argument all the time. Steve Nash is not the best player in the league. Kobe Bryant was.
Right.
But how are you the most valuable player if your team don't make the damn playoffs?
Right.
How valuable are you? You're not very valuable.
I mean, the Thunder have won 16 more games, and I think that I saw something. I wish I could remember which stat it was, but they're like the second most efficient team of all time to this point in the season, or something like that. But then you have Jokic, who's top 3 in, I think, points, rebounds, and assists. I don't think anyone's ever done that before. I can pull that up and make sure.
No,
Fact check.
Wilt did it. I'm sure Wilt's done it.
With assists, too?
Yeah, Wilt he's the first center to ever lead the league in assists.
Maybe so. Okay, well, second maybe.
Yeah.
But, yeah, because Jokic is second in assists currently in the league. Behind Trae Young.
Wilt will be on the post, man, and have those cutters. He'd throw over the shoulder passes, behind the back bounce passes. They were incredible.
Yeah.
He had Weston Goodrich.
Yeah, Jokic's third in points, total points, fourth total rebounds, and second in total assists. Like, that's crazy. From the center.
They do it by average.
I mean,
One
yeah,
of the
regardless.
first big arguments me and Happy ever had was
he's even better per game.
Was Barkley and Oakley.
Yeah.
Charles Barkley and Charles Oakley. Barkley won the rebounding title because of the average, but Oakley had more total rebounds.
Oh, because Barkley missed game.
Because he missed games. And Hat was saying it's not Oakley's fault that Barkley didn't play as many games. He had more rebounds. He should have the championship. And I'm saying it's done by average, not by total.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I think if the Warriors meet the Nuggets, they got problems. But if they can somehow avoid the Nuggets, they can make some noise, man.
Yeah.
So I don't know what look at the standings, the Western standings, real quick, Sam.
Yeah, right here.
Here we go.
63-12 for the Thunder.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this: I didn't see it coming. Do you remember SGA at Kentucky?
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought he was a good player.
He was your sort of the good Kentucky guard you get every year. Like Malik Monk is sort of a similar kind of feel.
But Malik Monk was so much more explosive, and he was an eye catcher.
Or De'Aaron Fox even.
Yeah, eye catchers. SGA was good, man, but he went to the Clippers.
Right.
Had a good rookie year, 11 points a game, and then he got in that trade with Paul George from OKC to.
We got Happy.
OKC there he is. My co-host, Mr. Happy Cole, just joined us. Went from OKC. In that Paul George trade from OKC to.
Over from LA to OKC.
Yeah, Clippers.
Yeah.
And he has just been off the charts, man.
Mm-hmm.
Off the charts. All right, Happy.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear, bro. Looking good, man, with that beard.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go into my young Frederick Douglass look.
You gotta do like this whenever I see you. You gotta do like this. But check it out. We talked about we're gonna backtrack a little bit and let you throw your 2 cents in on this on baseball. Baseball has done two great things in the last few years. They've took away the shift. Oh yeah,
Right.
they added designated hitter to the National League.
They did.
But now, what about these bats, man? These torpedo bats. You've heard about this?
Oh, no. What's that?
Oh, I thought I sent it to you. I'm sorry. Dude, they're averaging like 6 runs a game, home runs. Uh-oh. You okay?
Yeah. I'm just getting information from another baseball fan.
Is that who I think it is?
A guy from MIT invented those bats, evidently.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah, it made the sweet spot bigger. But what I'm saying is baseball's got it right, man. They found this got out of the pure baseball thinking, the traditionalists, and they're moving forward. It's 2025, man. You got to get the young fan involved. I think because of the internet and immediate what's I'm looking for, Sam? Immediate gratification and get your answers already. The patience has gone down. I'll watch a pitcher's duel. Sam said he'll watch one too, but a 20-year-old kid want to see 8-5. They can have to. No, not him.
I can't do it, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You can't do it.
Baseball is slow enough as it is.
True. It's
And
a
I don't want
leisurely
to see a game. I don't want to see a game 1-0 or 0-0 going into the 10th inning.
With 30 strikeouts.
Unless the games have some kind of major implication.
Right.
Oh yeah,
I
like a
don't want to see
playoff. I got you.
season game.
Like
if
a
a
playoff
playoff game or World Series game,
Yeah, it's different.
I'll watch that.
Yeah.
I'll
That's
watch
different.
that.
They did a
Absolutely.
good job of shortening it, though, with the pitch clocks and stuff. It's like 30 or 40
Oh yeah,
minutes shorter
I forgot
now.
to add that. They had the pitch
Since
clock.
last
Pitch
year.
clock.
Pitch
Yeah,
clock.
the pitch clock. Yeah.
Well,
This year.
games average 3 hours and 18 minutes. Now down to like 2:35.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's taking off 40
here's-
minutes.
Yeah.
Here's what I think, in my opinion, makes baseball so great, man, is that they always change. They're always evolving.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more about the fan than anything else.
Baseball?
How can we make this fan experience more exciting? Okay, well, let's put Take the shift out. One. Okay. Let's add some torpedo bats. More exciting. Okay. Yeah. Let's keep the games down in time. People spend less time. You can watch a whole baseball game now. Less time you can play 18 holes of golf.
Yes. But I disagree with you on they've always been ahead on the
recently.
Recently, yes. You mean recently, right?
Recently, not always.
Oh, no, yeah. Okay, yes. Agreed 100%.
No, baseball was the worst sport in the country until about 10 years ago.
Yeah, and Hap. Who always gets it right, though? Who's always changing? Who's always evolving? NFL.
Yeah.
They'll change during the game. They'll change the rule.
Touchbacks
at halftime.
Yeah.
Hey, you can no longer do the tush push at halftime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a good one. Hey, listen to this one. Listen, Sam, go.
Yeah, so they changed the touchback rule now. So a touchback's to the 35. That Goodell is big on it. They predict it'll double the amount of returns that happen rather than touchbacks because they changed it before for like safety reasons. But,
hey, can I say something maybe before we move forward? I came here because we're doing the show from Pablo's studio,
right?
Because the radio station is moving and all that. And I'm telling you, bro, you got to see this place, man. It's unbelievable.
So you say you want this to be the home of the radio show from now on?
I think so. This could be my home from now on.
It's nice. This is nice, bro.
Better than the new studio.
We're going over there this week to see to check it out. But we'll talk about that off air. But this thing, man, this ain't no joke over here, bro. This thing is nice, bro.
Pablo does what he does. That's why he's doing what he does.
That's why he's Pablo.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Pablo.
Yeah.
He over there laughing. This thing is nice, bro. This is nice.
Yeah.
All right. Baseball. I think these bats, man, gonna get some, gonna get their TV audience up. Cause I'm telling you, dude, that kid that plays for Cincinnati, De La Cruz,
yeah,
who is a slap hitter and a base runner, he had a single, a double, and 2 homers last night. With those bats, man.
You know what's going to happen though, and it's a shame that it's going to go this way.
What's that?
And maybe it's just my way of thinking, but once the home run production goes up drastically because of these new bats, people are going to wonder: is it the bats or
the player?
Are they on steroids or what are they doing now? Because the last time we saw an increase in home runs was the Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, Barry Bonds era.
Jesus Christ! Yeah, guys, man. His name was Brady Anderson. He had never hit more than 12 home runs.
Brady Anderson.
Remember for the Orioles?
Sir.
For the Orioles?
Orioles. That's right.
Sam, next year, 55.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had never hit more than 12.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And looking like the Hulk.
Yes. Yeah.
Brady Anderson, man. And got like I don't know, for that time, a big, like a $60 million, $7 million deal. It was crazy, man.
Right.
Guys,
so that's what I think could be an issue with these bats. Not saying that the guys are doing it, but I'm just saying people are always gotta, have that. Is it that? Or is it this?
They gotta talk. Yeah.
Yeah. So
say what you want. Just spell my name right. Yeah. I got you. Yeah.
So I don't know because I remember back in those days when it was just people on the juice.
Right.
They was just juicing
and looking like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking like it.
I think if you're the MLB, you miss that. I think you give them the steroids and the bats, and they see that. Maybe. But,
I'll tell you what, the attendance and the numbers went up. Sam said, "The hell with it, just give them everything."
Yeah. Sam say, "I want this game to be more exciting. I want it to be
break
like roller
break
derby."
all the rules.
Yeah.
Metal bats.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding.
Give the juice and the new bats.
No, that's I'm kidding.
Yeah. If you had remember we played the aluminum bats in Little League, those aluminum bats?
Yeah.
Somebody be dead.
Yeah.
That ball come on that bat, yeah.
Ping.
Ping. This is exactly what it sounded like. All right.
Yeah.
Hap, we talked then our next topic was this when you joined in, we're at the end of it. The Warriors, I think, are 17-4 since they added Butler. But 3 of those losses of when Curry didn't play. I think he's still, like I said, the straw that stirs the drink. But I think it was 2 weeks ago, you said it, man. It was so true. And I remember I said I wanted to beat you up because you said it. His footwork, man, from the backcourt is the best ever. Curry.
And I've only seen 2 other people that move like he does without the ball.
You talking about guards?
Yeah.
In all of basketball.
Who you talking about?
Klay Thompson.
Yeah. That's why they were so tough.
And this kid from Florida.
Clayton?
Really?
Clayton Jr.
He's a pro, that's for sure. I got to check him out then.
If you watch him when he's not involved in holding the ball, he is constantly moving, constantly.
Yeah, I get that. I can put Havlicek in that the great John Havlicek in that class. But what I'm talking about is economy of footwork. Like Curry just boom, and he's open. He's incredible, man. I'm gonna check out this
because you can't catch up with him. By the time you catch up with him, you're going to be off balance.
And if he gets a sliver of an opening,
because the defensive player, when you chase a guy like that the whole game, first of all, you're exhausted. Second of all,
you're mad as hell.
You got to chase him to a spot.
Hey, what's the last?
You got to chase him to a spot, and you get there, and he's going to stop on a dime. You can't stop on a dime.
Yeah,
and he's going the other direction. So it's hard to guard a guy that never stops moving.
Yeah,
piss you off, man. Or what's the other one? What you were good at on defense, being right up next to the guy and touching him. People hate that, man.
Yeah.
Sam,
yeah.
I'm guarding you. I'm all on you.
Yeah.
Oh, people hate that, man. They go crazy.
Yeah.
I know I did. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I played with against a guy like Curry that never stop moving.
Oh my God, I hate those guys.
And they're running through screens and stuff.
Yeah, you're getting all beat up.
Yeah.
Through the screens and everything. And so I told the other guard, I said, look, when he comes, runs your area, we just gonna switch.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah.
We're just gonna switch because I can't run through 100 screens with him running a full mile before he gets the ball back on half court.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's running like a 400-meter yard dash.
Yeah.
Running around a circle and
I know
screens
guys like that,
everywhere
man.
we go.
You hate them.
Killing me.
The other end of it is on Happy's end, who's a great defender in my mind. Hap's got that those long arms and wide shoulders, man. He could stay off of you and still touch you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Just drive you crazy, man.
Yeah.
Getting in the way on passing lanes, pass usually get easily. He tipping it, ball hits you in the face. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that, you know what it was, Wood? I can't speak for you, but for me, I realized that when somebody came, when somebody was popping out, like say you got the ball at the top, you're the guard, somebody sets the down screen and the guy pops out.
All right.
I'm guarding you. I could see that. So when that guy popped out, I just moved to where he was popping out at.
You went to the spot.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
In that passing lane. Because, I know that was going to be the play. Because most teams have set plays and they down screen, the guy pops to the corner, the guard dribbles to the right, passes to the corner. So all I did was just pop out. I knew it was going to be the play.
I just guessed.
And I'd say about 4 out of 10 times, I got my hands on the ball.
Yeah. Mm. See, that's why I try to tell people, man, steals, that's an overrated stat. Deflections is not.
Mm.
But still, I can play the passing lanes and get steals all day. Meanwhile, my man got 30 because he's going back door.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Or he's open. Mm-hmm. Two of the worst on-ball defenders in the history of basketball led the league in steals multiple times. I'm talking about Magic Johnson and Rick Barry. I say they played the passing lanes, and also they were great offensive. They were great passers. They knew the next pass was going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they were so good at it.
Yeah.
Themselves. Yeah.
Yep.
But they were horrible on the ball defenders. But
they shouldn't even be called on the ball defenders.
They were bad. But in Magic Johnson's defense, if you beat him, which a lot of people did, somebody back there waiting on you wanted to have. Kareem.
Mm-hmm.
That's why a lot of guys, that's why he got those breaks, man, because Kareem back there bothered the shot, boom, bam, match is gone.
Because they should be called on the ball pretenders.
Pretty good.
Not defenders, but and I look at you brought up the Steph Curry thing, and there's always fluidity to what that guy does in basketball.
He's incredible, man.
I just and normally he's always pretty much the smallest guy on the floor.
And something else happens when he shoots the ball, he's always on balance.
Yeah.
They list him. They list
what you said.
Yeah, they list him at 6'3". No way. 1.5, 6'2" tops. So yes, he's usually the smallest guy on the court. Yeah.
But he's usually the most effective guy on the court.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the best
Well, he's got the
shooter
best
of all time.
without question. He's
Yeah.
got the gravitational pull of anybody. If he runs wherever he is, guys are always kind of leaning to his side, which gives his teammates a chance to get the open shot.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah. They're always kind of leaning. Oh man, my man's open. Bam.
That's another problem that you're talking about, him running around everywhere, running through all these screens. A lot of opportunities to mess up because everyone's worried about him.
Yeah. He's got great gravitational pull, man.
Yes.
And also,
Yes.
I said this. He's not a point guard. He is a combo guard. He comes up, he gives it up, then he runs around.
Right.
Yeah. And he's great. Man, but when he and Klay Thompson were at there, I mean, like,
Man.
oh, man, what you going to do?
Man.
That 60-point game that Klay Thompson had at Chicago, he had like 37 points in one quarter.
Yeah.
He just throwing the ball that was going in, man.
Man.
I remember, see how things work out, man. Things work out sometimes happen on a fluke. Klay Thompson's going to be a top 5 pick. He failed a drug test. Like
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And that's why he failed at like 21 or 22. And that's how the Warriors got him.
Well, so you got to wonder now, did he fail it on purpose?
That's a good point. Now, you, the conspiracy theorist happy cold. But yeah.
I'm just saying.
You never know.
Was Steph already there?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd been there. He was there with Monte Ellis, though, I think. Back then.
That
guy could score.
That guy could score. There was a debate. I mean, a decision that management had to make between Monte Ellis and Steph Curry, and they traded Monte Ellis to the Bucks and kept Curry, even though Curry had those 2 years where he had the ankle problems, and they gambled on Curry, and it kind of worked out.
A little bit.
Yeah,
So what I'm wondering is,
that's funny. That's not funny, but that's interesting.
because maybe he went to go play for the Warriors with Steph.
I mean, his first year was coming off the bench, like 10 points a game. Mark Jackson was the coach. Remember Mark Jackson?
12 and a half.
Yeah.
Have a history with Mark Jackson. But yeah.
I remember being upset when they got rid of Mark Jackson for Steve Kerr because I felt like he took him basically there.
That usually happens, man.
That
usually happens. Doug Collins took him to the door. Phil Jackson pushed him through the door.
Mm-hmm.
Can we think of some more situations like that where the original coach gets the team almost there, and the next guy comes in and wins the championships?
Yeah.
Think another one.
John Gruden.
Oh, with the Bucks? Yeah, and Tony, come on, Hat, what's his name?
Tony Dungy.
Tony Dungy.
Yeah.
There's another one in basketball.
In basketball. Oh, your boy from San Antonio, Bob Hill.
Bob Hill, and then
they fired
Popovich.
him after winning 60
Popovich was the
games.
GM.
They
Popovich was
fired
the
him after winning
GM.
60 games.
They fired me. He won 60 games. Speaking of that, we got to talk
60
about.
games.
We got to talk about and David Robson. You got to talk about Memphis Grizzlies firing their coach. He was 44-29, and they fired him.
Yeah, and they did it at the end of a season, and they're good for the playoffs, aren't they?
Yeah, like eight games left in the season, they fired him.
That's so weird.
There's something going on there.
You think something behind the scenes
Oh, yeah.
was a problem?
Has to be.
I mean, you'd think.
Has to be.
That's a weird move.
All right.
Yeah, 8 games left in the season, they fire that guy, and he's got a winning record. They were doing well. They were what, 7th or 8th? They're
5th.
They were 4th.
They were good.
44.
They were tied with the Lakers.
They
They
fired
were
the guy.
tied with the Lakers for 5th, I think, in the West.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We got a condensed show tonight because we don't obviously not radio station. It'll be a little bit shorter. So we're going to the next topic. NFL and Sam.
Okay.
NFL.
Before we go there, let me just say this.
Ooh, if you gonna say what I'm saying, he's on the
Go
list.
ahead. Go ahead.
I'm not sure. I think Hab's going to bring up the passing of the great boxer, George Foreman.
Yes.
Yes, we
Yes.
missed that last week.
Yes. So let me apologize to our fans for not giving homage to not only a great boxer, but a wonderful human being and a good family man, and a guy, in my opinion, who I think changed boxing for the better. And what a wonderful story for him to come back and become heavyweight champion again in his mid-40s.
45 years old.
40s. Yeah. So what a wonderful story. And may God bless him and George II, George III, and George IV.
Yes. and his daughter Georgina.
Yes. Yes.
I'm not making that up.
Yes. He's right.
Yeah.
I've heard of.
Hey,
He's
dude.
right.
Hey, he made a whole lot of money with that George Foreman grill, man.
He sure did.
I'm
man.
talking about hundreds.
Yeah. Well, they
He-
said when he passed, he was worth $400 million.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen to this.
All because of that grill.
I never get this. He beat Michael Moore for the championship, and Larry Merchant was interviewing him, and he was talking about the Grizz. Like, Jordan, get back to the fight. He said, "Man, I'm trying to make some money here." I said, wait a minute. True story. You can look it up. I'm trying to make some money here. Wait a minute. And he talked about his grill. He talked about that grill, and then finally they had to pay him off
Yeah.
because he was
Yeah,
making
they
so much
paid-
money. He was getting paid like so much
Right.
money per unit.
Right.
They said,
Yeah.
"Yeah, man, take this $100 million and get out of here."
Yeah. It's
You're
just
killing
cheaper
us.
if we buy you out because you're nickel and diming us to death.
To death. Like
Yeah, it's
jabbing.
we'll just pay you in one lump sum,
Yeah.
and we'll take the rest of it. But
You're
yeah,
killing us.
he was tremendous, man, and he had an unorthodox style of fighting because it wasn't flashy, it wasn't quick or fluid or any whatever.
He would also hit you on the
But
top
he
of the
always
head.
one thing he did though, Wood, that I noticed, and I saw a video about this the other day, and it's an old boxing technique, I guess, and I didn't realize it till they broke it down. And so the old school boxers used to take this hand, the left hand,
Right.
and do this with it,
Yeah. Ken Norton.
right?
Yeah.
Right?
Ken Norton.
Young boxers don't do that anymore. But that was an old school move.
He did do that.
Yeah.
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 He would hit you on top of the head, like literally hit you on top of the head, beat your arms. So by the
He's a big dude, man.
by the fourth or fifth round, you drop your arms.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah,
great,
big,
man.
Big dude, man. Big dude too. Big George. God bless him. God bless his family, man. And the other person I want to give a shout out to
Just started.
real quick
I forgot. Yeah. Go ahead.
is Senator Cory Booker.
Say again.
Senator Cory Booker.
What about him? Out of here?
No, Senator Cory Booker got on the floor of the House, the Senate rather, and spoke for 25 hours and 9 minutes straight.
Oh, filibuster.
Yeah.
No, not a filibuster.
No.
No, not a real filibuster. But he got on the floor and he spoke for 25 hours and 9 minutes. He just finished about 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago.
Doing what? I mean, speaking on what?
On everything. Just his way of protesting, things he thinks is not right.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Right.
and I'll give anybody a shout out if you can do that.
For 25 hours. Right.
For 25 hours.
Some dudes
When
will
we
read,
finished the 3 hour show, I want to
Exhausted.
take a nap.
some people used to read the phone book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Talk about anything.
So that was the history of that is he broke the old record, which was 23 hours by Strong Thurman.
Oh, it's a record. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
Sean
so-
Thurman was doing it, man, for trying to you want to pass any civil rights and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why he was doing it.
Sean
But
Thurman was crazy, man.
yeah. But yeah, so my shout out to Senator Cory Booker for actually doing that. And he just said he did it because
It needed
somebody's
to be
got
done.
to try and make a difference.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to speak up.
I think
So-
I think he played football at Stanford. I think. Did you hear me?
Bravo to him. I don't know, but
I think he did.
bravo to him, though.
Look it up. Look it up.
Bravo to
See what
him.
he did at Stanford.
Okay, that's the end of my shout outs. So
It's all good. All
Football.
good, brother. All good.
you say the NFL, so they have decided not to vote yet on the tush push.
Right.
Right.
And they tweaked the touchback rule. But I'm asking you guys a question. What unit in football helps the whole team but gets no help itself?
Offensive line.
Yes. Yes, good one, Sam.
That's good.
Offensive line protects the quarterback, the running back, makes the passing game possible. All that. But no one helps them. I'm telling you, I think Hap said this. I think we're in agreement on what I'm trying to say. If you don't have a line, you don't have a team, man.
Gotta have.
You got to have offensive line, bro.
Gotta have.
And the most underrated guy on the field, I think, is the center.
Gotta
The
have
quarterback and the center got to be in some kind of symbiotic
Right,
relationship. Yeah. He
Which
makes all the
is-
checks.
which is amazing to me that Barry Sanders did what he did for 9 years in Detroit with no offensive line.
And no lead blocker. It was a single back set. But he also has a dubious record. What is that? Don't let your comedy chops come out. Be serious. Niggas is so crazy.
No, I don't know. Go ahead.
He's the all-time leader in negative yards. He would lose 5, lose 4, busted for 80.
Ah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lose 3, lose 4, busted for 60. He was scintillating, man. He was incredible what he had.
Man, that guy.
With
that
no
guy,
blocker. I'm telling you.
That guy. You watch him run the ball, and you would think that film is edited.
That's a good point. It did like it was edited. Jerky.
You just could not figure out, how does this guy not tackle him? He's right next to him. He's right next to him, and then the film goes somewhere else.
That play
He's gone.
against the Patriots, man, where he was running, and then the defensive back was like trying to turn around to tackle him, but he kept changing position, so he couldn't tackle him.
Yeah.
Number 42 is all I remember for the Patriots trying to tackle him.
Sam, have you ever seen highlights of Barry Sanders?
Yeah.
Incredible.
Must watch.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness, man! Just they don't do that kind of thing anymore, man. It's just, and every time I see highlights, and I love watching the highlights because it's so exciting, especially when they put it to music.
Yeah.
And they show it in slow motion sometimes. And like I said, you look at that and go, okay, that's not real. They edited that film. They spliced that somehow to make that move happen.
Right.
But it was just him and his imagination when he ran.
The guy's incredible, man.
Now, I will give a shout out to Saquon Barkley for what he did.
That jump twist in the air thing.
That he jumped backwards over a guy.
Spread eagling too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I just
and then
don't,
landed and ran some more.
Yeah, I don't. Wow.
That's why he's great. That's why he's great.
That's why there's only a few guys in the world can do what they do at that level. That's why.
A guy asked me the other day, man, how's the quarterback over where I work at the other place? Asking me about the quarterbacks making all this money. I'm saying, man, there's 32 teams. What would you say? 5 or 6 great ones?
If that, yeah.
If that I'm saying that's why they make that money, man, because only a few people can do it.
Yeah.
If it was easy, man, if you can.
Everybody would do it.
Everybody, I'll be up there. You be out there. 259, 259.
Yeah.
That what happens every time before he throws a football. It's always 259.
If it was easy, they would treat the quarterbacks like they did the running backs last year.
That's a great point. There would just be another guy.
If it was easy.
We go get another one.
Yeah.
But please don't hurt my quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and speaking of that, I'll be honest with you. I'm disappointed now in the Steelers organization.
Well, that's on the list too. Yeah. We covered the offensive line. That was very astute of you, by the way. That was a good one. They simply don't get it. Even Ben Roethlisberger's last 2 or 3 years, they were weighing that quarterback. They still think it's 1995 where you can win defense first. You got to have a quarterback in modern day football, man. Their last 6 playoff losses, they've been down by 20 points every game because they can't score.
That is true.
And guess what they said? Guess what they said today? Guess what the management said? We feel good about Mason Rudolph. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, he's not good. But yeah, you got a good point. What are you gonna say? We messed up. Yeah.
Yeah, they had to say that. They had no choice. They know it's not true, but they got to convince other people. They had to say it.
Happy. Aaron Rodgers, the last 8-9 games last year, he was actually pretty good.
Okay.
But he'll ruin your team, though.
Yeah, I'm not.
That guy got to go.
I'm not waiting on Aaron Rodgers. That's why I'm disappointed in the Steelers management for that reason.
And they usually don't take no junk for nobody.
That's what I'm saying. I'm so disappointed in them for doing everything else, waiting on him, holding other players hostages, and he's holding teams hostages, and it doesn't set well for me because that's not what the Steelers normally do. The Steelers are a team of great tradition, tremendous courage, great destiny, a motivated way of playing, a conscious way of thinking. They
Man,
play football the right way. This is not what they do. Let's sit around and hold our whole team up and wait on one 40-plus-year-old dude that came off an Achilles tear, and he played 8 games good out of 17.
out of 17.
Let's wait on him.
Yeah. Matter of fact, let's let him dictate what we do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. See, that's what disappoints me.
The Steelers, man, they just don't get it. They lead the league in defensive spending every year.
And they're probably at the bottom in offensive spending.
I'm sure.
Probably, yeah. I don't. Well, and the other thing too, Wood and Sam, is this. If you have not really been good offensively for 7 years, wouldn't you think that sometimes the management would go, hey, what's lacking?
What they're doing is they're hanging their hat on the fact that Mike Thomas never had a losing season, but knocked out in the first round the last 5 years.
Well, I'm hanging my hat on some things too, but you still got to change the way you do things.
Man,
if you want to hang your hat a little bit higher. Hanging my hat low, I like to hang a little bit higher, but I can't do that if I don't spend money and allocate funds to the offensive side of the football.
The line is bad.
But you go out and get 2 good wide receivers now. All right, you're set. Who's gonna throw it to him?
Yeah, but Hap.
Mason Rudolph reindeer?
Yeah.
Who's gonna throw it to him?
They didn't. The one position that they have developed over the last 20 years has been wide receiver, all the way back to Hines Ward.
Yep.
They didn't have to give DK Metcalf $150 million. They could have drafted. They draft that well. They need a quarterback, man.
They gave him that money because they thought that he was the answer. He's not the answer. He could be part of the solution. But the answer to their problem is, like we all agree, they need somebody to sling that ball around the yard.
They need a quarterback, man. Like nobody's business.
They should have waited and drafted my man from Oregon.
Bo Nix?
No.
I thought he was still playing college football.
Well, he did play for 8 years. So, he played forever. No.
Oh, that left-handed kid?
Yes.
Yeah.
Should have waited, man.
Look him up, Sam. Sam's looking him up right now.
Yeah, Dylan.
Yeah, that's it.
Dylan something.
Dylan Gabriel.
Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah. Should have waited, got him, man. There's a lot of really decent quarterbacks that would help the Steelers in the draft. I mean, immediately. You know what I'm saying? Dart is there. Gabriel is there.
They'll be there for him, for the Steelers too. Maybe that's part of the plan. I don't know. It doesn't sound like it, but.
Well, the problem is, and I believe this, and this aggravates me too. Teams always try and say what they think the public wants to hear instead of telling the truth.
I heard that today in my car. I heard it was that very quote today in my car. Somebody was talking about that.
Yeah, you don't come out and say, we feel very glad about Mason Rudolph, because that's a lie.
Yeah.
You do not feel good about Mason Rudolph.
Right.
You don't. You feel like you got somebody there to carry a clipboard and to give out plays from the sidelines with Mason Rudolph, but you don't feel happy with him being your starting quarterback. Stop lying to the public. Tell the truth. We need to shore up our quarterback position. People would appreciate that if you told the truth instead of saying some BS like that. Nobody, even Mason Rudolph doesn't feel good about Mason Rudolph.
No, hey, speaking of quarterbacks, Shadur Sanders' stock is dropping reportedly, while Cam Ward is a solid number 1 pick now. Mm-hmm. Cam Ward, the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
That makes sense.
Oh, Hap, how about this? Haslam, the owner of the Browns, said we took a big swing and we missed on Deshaun Watson. I think the Browns are going to take Shedeur Sanders.
They should. They did miss. Yeah.
Well, Hap had this thing where he thinks Deshaun Watson is done mentally.
Yeah.
He thinks he's all the protests, all the bad.
I think it's been done mentally for 2 years.
Yeah,
You can't go through 26 lawsuits, having to show up in court, having to deal with that 24 hours a day, the scrutiny from the media, these women, their families, your family, your friends, CNN, CBS, NBC.
Fans boycotting you outside the stadium.
Yeah, in Cleveland, yeah. You can't deal with that and still show up at the field and play. I don't care what you say. Nobody can do that. Nobody can do that.
Obviously, we're not NFL owners, but would you just say, just buy him out and say, go on somewhere?
Yeah, I would just give him a one check for all this money.
And get the hell on.
And I would have all this stuff packed in a brown box, probably from UPS because they're nice boxes.
Yeah.
And and I would give him his box and his check. I might give him one of those big cardboard checks that they give out when you win
lottery.
A shooting contest.
Yeah.
You give him one of them big old checks like that, and then I would get a U-Haul for him and a limo.
It's over, man.
Yeah.
He is a shell of himself.
Yeah, he's done.
Yeah.
He's done. He's done. It just I think physically he could have done something, but mentally
he's out.
I think he was a broken man.
Yeah.
I do. And the thing is, that's to be expected.
Meaning
that the Cavaliers didn't think that after all that he would be damaged. See, sometimes when you get these guys that have been through what he has and nobody else has really, you got to realize it's not just a football side to this.
The human side.
There's a human side to this, and the man has gone through hell and back. Granted, it's self-inflicted wounds, but he's gone through hell and back. That's not the guy I'm going to and say, hey, look, I'm going to give you $300 million. Are you ready to play some football?
Yeah. And in this 3rd and 15 when he scored his touchdown.
That's not the guy.
He think about the lawsuit.
Yeah, that's not the guy.
Yeah.
That's not the guy. So, and again, you can justify how you want to in your words, but everybody knows that was a big swing, like you said.
Yeah, big swing and miss. Yeah. Haslam came out and said that day. He said it.
Yeah.
We took a big swing and we missed.
Yeah, because
I'm thinking what you're thinking may be true, and that they might not. They might buy him out.
Well, why would you not buy him out? Why would you want him in the facility?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you.
I mean, I wouldn't even, if I'm Haslam, I would say, look, we tried, we failed, it didn't work out. Hey, Deshaun, no hard feelings. It's not personal, but I'm not saying you got to go home, but you got to get the beat out of here.
Yeah, it's not personal. It's just business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and he was spectacular before all this happened.
He was great.
Spectacular.
He was great with the Texans, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Just amazing what he could do on a football field. From the time he got to Clemson to the time he spent the first 3 or 4 years in Texas, amazing.
He was a great college football player. Oh, my God.
Great.
But like you said, Hap, something happened to him, bro. All right.
Yeah. Mentally checked out.
Yeah, let's pull up the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
This is what we getting busy, Hap. NCAA tournament, man.
Well.
I know you boys lost.
That's all right.
No, man, Alabama has a basketball program now, man. You know what they got, man? They got a damn good coach. That dude know what he's doing.
Nate Oates.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
All right.
Agreed.
Well, again, like you said, though, Wood, you said now, these programs are getting better because now they can pay players.
They can pay people, man.
So.
And the transfers, too.
Yeah.
But there has to be some kind of, somebody has to be in charge, I think. It's just out of control.
It's coming. They're going to put a cap on it.
Yeah. I'm saying you got to have one guy. Like Roger Goodell runs the NFL. They got to have a guy, like a commissioner or something.
It's going to be done by the government.
You think so?
The government's going to pass legislation that's going to say the NIL deal cap is this number.
Yeah. Including businesses or just for the schools?
No, only for the schools.
Right.
What a kid does outside of the school, that's on him.
Yeah.
You can't control that.
Right. And I think the kids should get paid, man. But like I said, somebody's got to be in charge. Got to be some cap on it. Good point.
They'll cap it. They'll find a way to get control of it because, like anything else in sports, it dangles for a long time and then somebody will tie a knot. So, it always happens because it's going to start affecting other things in sports, and then that's when they're going to go, okay, all right, we got to.
I'm with you.
We got to do something here. All right, this is ridiculous. So, I mean, for the SEC to put 14 teams in a tournament, and half of those teams are made up by the transfers and NIL deals, for the most part, probably all of them.
The one thing the NIL will do, it's done a little bit now, but it's going to get even bigger, is the NIL is going to kill the Cinderella. Meaning, the guy that played at Florida Atlantic, now he can go Michigan State and say, "Well, we'll give you $2 million. Come play for us."
Absolutely right.
Yeah. So no, George
Absolutely
Mason, Florida Atlantic, Loyola Chicago, your day is done. And I also think Happy, what you said a couple weeks ago was going to end up being a big boy tournament and a mid-major tournament.
Yes.
Because they can't compete monetarily.
No, they cannot.
I think.
Hey, Sam.
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Can you look up and see when was the last time that all 4 number ones made it to the final?
I know that, 2008.
Yeah, it was one time.
2008. They talked about it today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So 2008, right?
So that's what, 17 seasons ago.
Yeah, I think it's the only time ever before.
Yeah.
So college basketball's been around for at least 100 years?
At least.
And it's only happened twice?
Well, it's the modern format. I don't know. Yeah.
But what I'm saying,
let's say the last 40 years.
Yeah.
Let's say the last 50 years. That'd be 75. Now, that's not. I don't know if that's the only time it happened, but the last time it happened. We can see.
Yeah.
But I mean, even
twice.
Yeah, it's the second time. Yeah.
Even you see, second time in the history of college basketball, modern day, that all 4 number ones have been there.
It was nearly chalk before that. They were playing 1 versus 2 in all but one. Yeah, all but one of the Elite 8 matchups, which was Texas Tech, which was 3 seed.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go down these regional finals.
Sure.
What region is that? Auburn, Michigan State. That's the South region. Auburn, Michigan State. I didn't think Auburn was going to make it, man.
I didn't either.
Well, I had my doubts about it.
Here's what I'll say: best athletes, best players, Auburn. Best coach, Izzo, by a mile, I think. I don't think Bruce Pearl is good situationally.
But remember now.
What's that?
Coaches don't play.
Good point. Yes, good point. But this is what I was told by none other than Roy Williams. The name on the back of the jersey, that's the NBA. The name on the front of the jersey, that's college basketball. And I am convinced Coach Williams left UNC abruptly because he couldn't deal with this new system.
And that only applies if you don't put the jersey on backwards. But I understand what you're saying now.
That's good.
I understand what you're saying. And here's the thing, too, Wood. Here's the thing.
What's that?
When you get down to a certain situation in a ball game, like say, for example, Arkansas and Texas Tech. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Arkansas had that game won.
I got it on tape. I got it recorded. I hadn't watched it yet.
They had the game won.
What happened?
They had the game won. They little time left in the game. They ended up letting them come back and tie the game. They went to overtime and lost in overtime.
Right, because they were up by like 10 plus. I think.
Yeah.
I bet you if you go back, Hap, and look at that free throw line, I bet you it rears its head.
Well, I'm going to tell you about your theory in coaching.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
So this is why I say coaches don't play.
Right. And they got a young team.
Because coaches draw up a play. Really coaches dictate from the side, take the ball out here, run this play, do that. They have every play in practice for any situation.
Right.
That's the end of the coach's arm. Now these kids have to go out and execute. Crunch time, not every kid is mentally strong enough to execute those plays.
I'm with you.
Because they should have won that game. Calipari is a very, very good basketball coach.
He is, man. He's dirty, but he's good.
Best ever.
He's dirty, but he's good. And I'll say this. You're right, Hap. A kid during the game, running smooth, taking shots. Last 5 minutes, CSI can't find him.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you say Calipari was dirty but good?
I think he's a little shady, yeah.
I know stripper like that.
I knew.
Dirty
I should have known. I should have known it was a setup.
But, not every kid out of that 5 is able to handle that pressure and not panic.
Right.
It's just no matter what kind of coaching you have, it doesn't work that way.
That's the difference in good and great. I'll tell you this Larry Bird story, man. Hap might remember this play. The Sixers and the Celtics are playing the NBA playoffs. Larry Bird, they're down 1. Larry Bird's running the baseline, but can't get the ball. He can't get the ball. Bobby Jones is on him. I mean, he's on him. Finally, Larry makes that last cut. He went around to the top of the key, took the ball out of Nate Archibald's hands, shot it, and made it. You remember that happened in the playoffs?
Mm-hmm.
Shot it and made it, man. I'm saying he's just different. A lot of guys say, I was covered. I couldn't get it. He went and took it out of his hand. Wham.
I don't put the pros in that kind of category though.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Strictly for college kids. This is strictly for college kids.
Because of big drop off, yeah.
Yeah.
There's maybe 1 or 2 pros on the court. That makes sense.
So like that boy, Clayton Jr., Florida should have lost that game.
Yeah.
He made sure they didn't.
Florida should have lost that game. Yeah. And I knew, his mama knew, the other team knew that he was going to be the guy to bring him back. And still, he managed to do that.
He's done that more than once already in the tournament. He did that with UConn.
He's made himself some money in this tournament.
Yeah.
He also got, man, he's 20 years old, but he's got a man's body already. 6'4". What do you think, Cap? 210?
He's stocky.
Yeah, 215. They listed at 6'4", so I give him 6'3". That was lie about heights. 6'3", 200 pounds, man. It's pretty strong.
And you know what else makes him real dangerous, though? Real dangerous.
What's that?
His handles.
He's nice.
His handles
he's a good
are
player.
underrated.
Hap, it says Lake Wales, Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very familiar with that area.
Bartow High School.
Yep. Bartow, right off Highway 60.
Man. Yeah, Hap's from Tampa, so he knows all about Florida.
Yeah, right off Highway 60. And the other thing, and now here's why out of the 4 teams left in the tournament, I think Duke has the better chance of winning.
I think they got the overall best player. And tell you what's amazing about that is he should be a senior in high school.
Yeah, they were the youngest team in the entirety of the Sweet 16 by a year.
What I'm telling you is this guy reclassified. He should be a senior in high school.
Right.
And I'll be honest with you. He didn't really dominate in that game where they beat
Alabama.
Bama.
Yeah, he didn't really dominate.
He did everything though. He could be a 30-point guy. Or could be a facilitator.
Mm-hmm.
He's the best player. He's the best player.
Oh yeah.
I think he is the best player, but just because you have the best player doesn't mean you win the game.
Yeah.
It does in a series usually, but not in a one-game shot. Anything can happen in one game shot. And then I'll quote Coach Smith. You don't have to be the best team. Just be the best team that day. That's it.
Let me say this then.
What's that?
In his prime, LeBron James was the best player in the court when they played Dallas in a series.
Yeah.
And he didn't even show up.
But Dallas had a guy who ain't no slouch.
No, he wasn't no slouch, but he wasn't the best player on the floor.
Yeah.
By far, it was LeBron, but he didn't even show up.
By far?
Yeah. Yeah.
You think so?
Better than Dirk.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt about it. In his prime?
I think in Dirk's prime, it was at the end. Yeah, you're right. You got a point. Yes, I agree. You're right.
And LeBron didn't even show up.
I say from LeBron got psyched out, man. Something happened. They put what's the man's name? What's the little guard? What's the little guard's name?
JJ Barea?
No, JJ Barea.
Yeah.
They listed him at
Yeah.
6 feet half. What was he, 5'10"?
About 5'3".
And he was killing LeBron.
Yeah, he's killing. He's killing, man.
J.J. Barrera
He's killing, man.
dated this world. Damn. But anyway,
He's
yeah.
killing.
He was
But
killing
anyway,
LeBron.
so that's the point. I mean, especially like you said, in one game series, just because you got the best player doesn't mean you're gonna win.
Yeah.
Right.
You know. But I think Duke overall has the best 4 players on the court at one time than any other team.
Right.
I think that kid Proctor's a pro.
They got multiple first rounders, I think.
I think Proctor's a pro. What's his name? Knipple?
Yeah.
He's a pro.
Con Knipple?
Yeah, he's a pro.
Yeah. But see, that's what I'm saying about Duke. This is why I think they're going to win. Not only do they have 4 guys that can score on their own at any time they choose to, but to guard them is hard because they're big across the line.
They got a tall team, man.
They go in averaging 6'7".
Let's look at it real quick. Cooper Flagg 6'9", Knipple 6'7", Proctor 6'5". I think he's bigger than that. Sion James 6'5", and then that I'm telling you who causes problems.
Yeah.
It's that center.
The big African dude.
Big and in the way.
Yeah. Dale.
That's Jamaican.
Oh, is it? My bad. I get them mixed up.
You crazy, man.
Clearly the favorite at this point. I think they've had the most efficient March Madness ever, even through 4 games. Their average margin of victory, they've won every game by like 20, except for the Sweet 16. They won by.
What's
like
mind blowing to me is that I'm telling you, the kid should be a high school senior.
Yeah, he's 6 years younger than Auburn and then Johnny Broome.
Johnny Broome, the 5th-year senior.
Yeah. I think that's the only negative thing you could say about Duke. I don't even know if it's negative. It's just that they're younger than everyone else, like significantly. Like experience might come into play, but they are that much more talented, I think, all around.
They're so big, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Owen's not big as in brawny, but big as in long
Length.
and lean.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. If you're 6'3" and under, you got to play instinctive basketball.
Uh-huh.
Now, when you're 6'5" or taller, you can play reactive basketball because you're big enough to still, cause problems. But if someone beats you at 6'1" or 2, it's over.
Mr. Phil Nye, the science guy. Look at you.
It's true. Mm-hmm. It's true, man. You could be Hap. You were 6'2", but you got the arms of a guy. I'm telling you, man, like incredible reach. Like a guy 6'5" or 6, so you could play kind of off a guy a little bit. I had to be I'm tight and compact. I had to be right up on the guy. You beat me.
Well,
I was in trouble.
length does matter.
Yeah. On the court and off. You want to get that look. You want to get that look. You get undressed to go.
Yeah.
Sam. Yeah. You don't want that.
Length does matter.
You know what's great with that man was Scottie Pippen. He would play, 5.
On the court or off the court?
That's funny. No, he would. What
does Sam say?
On the court or off the court. Say how crazy, man.
Well, I tell you when Scottie wasn't happy, when he found out that Mike Jordan's son was dating his ex-wife.
Ain't that crazy, man? Right. You told a man not getting no sleep at night.
Yeah. Not getting anything at night.
That's a good one. Getting nothing.
Scottie was great, though. He was long. Again, that Duke team reminds me of the Bulls because they were all long. They were all athletic. They were all big. They could all guard.
That was
Sears from Alabama came off a 34-point game.
Yeah.
I mean, he was working BYU.
Played Duke. He had 6 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because his big guys chased him around.
Because he couldn't shoot over him.
He couldn't see the goal.
And Proctor is a tremendous defender of small guards.
Yeah.
Tremendous defender of small guards. Now, I do believe that because Duke just has almost an NBA-ready team.
Right.
And I like the style they play with. They don't panic. They don't throw the ball away often. And they have 4 guys that can score at will. I think they are the team that's going to win this thing. Now,
does Houston have a chance, do you think?
What's that?
You think Houston has any chance?
Is Houston playing Duke?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Houston, Duke, Auburn, Florida.
No, I think Florida's going to beat Auburn,
I do too.
I agree. Yep.
and I think that Duke's going to beat Houston. I just watching Duke play as I have the last few weeks, I just realized something about that team that no other team has. Even the size that they bring to the table is difficult, and the Houston guards are not big guards.
Yeah.
No, they're both like
Crowder's
6'2",
little.
yeah.
Yeah, so again, it's going to be difficult for them to get their shots off, and they're not a tremendous three-point shooting team
But
to begin with.
those two guys are super strong. They're like super diesel.
Yeah.
So maybe they
you
get
can be
this.
super strong if you want to.
No, I'm saying maybe you get the shoulder in there. Donovan Mitchell, Vinnie Johnson, and get some space. Maybe you can get it off. But they're not big, but they're strong. They're grown men. So we'll see. You don't think so, Hap?
I don't.
I think Proctor is
All right.
really a game changer.
No, keep your point. Let's go through it right now. Auburn, Florida. Who you got, Happy?
Florida.
Florida here.
I got Florida too.
Why?
Clayton is the best player on the court.
Yeah.
Well, that's not necessarily true with Broom, but I've thought Auburn was going to lose for
Here's
a
my
couple
thing about
games.
Broom. Broom is great as a front runner when they're ahead. When they're losing or getting beaten, kind of hard to find. What's that kid? I can't think of his name. Pull up that roster.
I got you.
The left-handed kid, the freshman comes off the bench, but he plays like 30 minutes a game. I think his name is Thaddeus or something, or something funky.
No, I don't
Here we go.
necessarily.
Here we go, Hap. Tahad Pettiford for Auburn.
Auburn.
Yeah. He doesn't start. Averages like 12 points a game. But he plays like 25, 30 minutes a game, though. He's the guy, when things are getting shaky, that gets it done. Broom is great if Auburn's up 10, 12 points. You know what I mean? I think Broom's a pro, though. Do you happy?
Here's a. Yeah, I think he's a pro too. But here's the thing about his game.
Who we talking about?
Broom.
Okay.
And I don't think that he disappears when things get hectic. But I think since their offense is controlled by the guards, he doesn't bring the ball up court.
All right.
So he's got to take the shot that those guards give him.
Right.
Now, what he does do in those situations is he will rebound the basketball for you. So if the guards come down to decide that they want to, if they're behind, they hurry up, they take a three or whatever, he had nothing to do with that play at all. Which to me, if he's your best player, I'm going to try and run most of the things I do through him. And he's a really good passer when he gets double teamed too.
That is true. He has like 4 assists a game, yeah. That is true.
So I don't think it's that he disappears. I think that the game goes away from him.
Right.
And since he doesn't bring the ball up court, he doesn't control that aspect of it.
Okay.
And that's what I think happens. I think they start to press when they get behind.
That makes sense.
I think the guards take more shots than they should when they get behind.
Pettiford, yeah.
And it takes him out of what he does.
Now, so Houston, I think Duke could beat Houston, man, but I don't think it'll be a walk though.
No, it's not going to be. It's not going to be a walk. But Duke is basically the best all-around team left in this tournament.
Yeah, but I agree with that. And man, we got UNC got they gotta get some studs, man.
They got to fire the coach first, and then they got to start from there. Duke has.
They just gave the man an extension.
Yeah.
3. Did they?
Yeah, 2 years.
Do you know that? They gave Hugh Davis a 2-year
didn't-
extension. I thought we talked about that last week.
They gave him some Viagra. Okay.
Not that kind of extension. That's funny, man. That's funny.
So Duke has these 3 things. They're the biggest team left in the tournament.
True.
Yeah, right.
They're the team probably that has, like I said, 4 players that can score at will on their own with no pick, no nothing. They can just put the ball on the floor and go to the basket.
They got 3.
Shoot.
Proctor, Knipple,
Proctor,
Knipple, and Flag.
And that dude, the dark dude, can score too.
Siam, but it's cleanup. Okay. But they definitely got 3. They definitely got 3. Two, that dude can do is guard you. That's what he can do. Yeah. And he's strong as hell.
But I've seen him score though when he has to. Though he can dribble, he can handle, he can go to the basket, he can shoot.
He's gonna be a pro.
I'm seeing it. He gets overshadowed by those other three guys.
I think there's 4 pros in that team.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and they can guard you man to man.
Yeah.
All over the floor.
And they can pick up. All right, Happy. So you're saying Duke. I think Duke will win. I think they're the best team.
Now, one thing Houston can bring to the table is this. Houston does play good team defense.
They're tough, man.
The number one.
And they have revitalized the 40 minutes of hell.
Yeah.
Nolan Richardson, Arkansas.
Yeah.
Or as my uncle says, Arkansas.
Yeah. So I give them that as an A+ on their side. I just don't think they played a team like Duke yet. And it's hard to trap them, hard to trap Duke because Proctor's such a good ball handler. Flagg can bring the ball up court.
Right.
Knipple can bring the ball up court. So we'll see how the 40 minutes hell works out.
Yeah.
All right.
Really interesting.
Go to the women's tournament, please.
Sure.
Women's Final Four, Hap. Here we go. I'm riding a hot player, man. Paige Beckers. She is working them out.
She's on a heater right now.
Yeah, she's working them out, bro.
She's on a heater right now.
But the balance team, you gotta watch out for them, man. The Lady Gamecocks, man.
Well,
Hap, you're right. They're not as good as they were last year, but they're still good though.
Not even close.
That big girl gone.
They're the better coach team left in the tournament, I think.
Right.
And better, I know.
Ooh, better than Ariema. Better than Ariema.
Gino's still in it. Yeah, but I think. See, Gino's got stars on his team.
True. That is
South
true.
Carolina has no stars on his team. This is pure coaching.
Hard working, and deep.
This is pure coaching
and deep.
And getting those girls to buy into that system. Yeah.
Hey, but don't overlook Texas, man. They are back.
No, I mean, I'm not going to overlook them because you're in the Final Four, so you can't overlook them.
Yeah.
I
thought TCU was going to get them. I thought
TCU was going to get them?
I thought TCU was going to get them.
It's a good game.
4 years ago, TCU had open tryouts. That's how bad they were. Open tryouts. And this year they were like 34-4. So you can turn it around. So, all right, we got who this is the Final Four. We got Oklahoma. We got USC and UConn. Too bad about Juju Watkins.
Right.
That's not true.
No, USC's not in.
No.
Oh, UConn knocked them out.
Yeah, UConn beat them.
Yeah,
that's the lead.
Here we go.
So UCLA.
Right.
UCLA. Oh, that girl Betts. Man.
Yes.
She was 15 to 16. She can play. So I got UConn versus South Carolina. That'd be a great one. What do you think, Sam?
Yeah, I think that's going to be a good game, and I think that UConn eventually is going to win this thing.
I'm riding a hot player, man. Beckers is rolling. Do you think
you got to ride that.
Do you think anything, Sam, about this?
I don't know as much about the women's bracket.
Yeah.
I'll say it was disappointing watching USC. I think UConn kind of got a little bit lucky there from my
got a break, no
knowledge.
doubt about
or
it.
Somewhat of a break, but
I'm telling you right now, man.
good,
Juju Watkins
obviously.
is for real. Oh, Hap met Juju, man, at the airport, right, Hap?
Yeah.
Yeah. She can play, man. I hope she comes back strong.
Yeah.
I'm sure she will.
Yeah, she can play, and I think obviously, like everybody does, with her, it would have been a different story, perhaps. But you don't know. Injuries is part of the game,
Right.
So
It happens. I know it.
Yeah,
I know it.
So,
All right, here we go. We're moving on. Moving on to basketball. They were teammates last year. Now they're kind of in the same city, different teams. What's up with Justin Fields at quarterback for the Jets and Russell Wilson at quarterback for the Giants? I think Justin Fields is going to be not a star, but he's going to be good, though. I think Russell Wilson, with all these new teams, man, his legacy is getting hurt. And I also think he wasn't a problem last year in Pittsburgh. I don't see why they let him walk, man. I don't get it.
Yeah, without a plan at all.
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think about Justin Wilson, Russell Wilson in New York with the Giants? I think New York's incredibly conservative. Their fan base is conservative. Their play calling is conservative.
The Giants would have taken anybody at this point. They would have taken Charlie Wilson from the Gap Band. So, Russell Wilson, Charlie Wilson, Mr. Wilson from
Yeah.
Dennis to Menace.
Yeah.
They would have taken anybody at this point because anything they bring in is
Did not
better
have
than
a
what
quarterback.
they had before.
They didn't have a quarterback. It's a damn sure.
So you have to look at two things when you're the Giants. Who can we get and who wants to come here?
Who can we get? But better yet, who wants to come here?
Yes.
They're unbelievably conservative, man. Like
You,
it's almost like you can draw up their plays. I don't know.
Yep. You can't believe that Russell Wilson was their first choice.
No. I
Can't
will
believe
take
that.
this guy instead. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
And to back him up, we're gonna take Jameis Winston.
And Drew Lock was a starter last year at the end.
Yeah.
That's how bad they were.
Yeah. So, and in the case of Mr. Fields, I'm not quite sure what kind of quarterback he's going to be, because out of all the Ohio State's quarterbacks that came out of Ohio State in the last 10 years, he might be the least accurate passer of them all.
That is true. He does have accuracy issues, along with
Yes.
Caleb Williams. Yeah.
Yes. But having said that, he is one of the better athletes at the quarterback position in the NFL.
Oh, without question.
Yeah.
They were 5-2 with him, right? Before they took him out and put Wilson in. But let me tell you this: the Patriots, if Stephon Diggs come back any kind of way, I'll make a prediction. Any kind of way decent, like 80%, 85% what he was, Drake May gonna have a breakout year, man.
I believe that. Yeah.
Drake May, I told y'all.
You
Drake
did?
May,
I will give Hap some credit. Hap said that when the man was in college that kid can play.
yeah.
I like that boy. And I was like, nah,
Yeah.
no Carolina quarterback's ever been good in the NFL. Well, I think this guy's the real deal.
That'd be cool. This mock draft I pulled up has Travis Hunter going there too. That'd be cool if he had Travis Hunter and Diggs both.
You think Hunter can play both spots? What do you think, Sam? In the NFL?
I'm not sure.
Defending against
What-
Texas
what's
Tech
happening?
now.
Yeah.
Happy. You see him play one position, cornerback or wide receiver. Which one? Cornerback.
Wide receiver.
Ah!
Wide receiver.
He pretty damn
Because I can
good.
tell you right now, how tall is he?
They listen to 6'2", don't they?
The Browns
6 feet.
pick it to will
6 feet,
influence.
right?
Well,
6 feet.
6 feet with
Yeah.
some commentary.
He can't guard DJ Metcalf.
True.
Not at 6 feet, he can't.
And 190
sorry.
pounds. Yeah, knock him off.
He can't do it. You give me a quarterback that can put the ball where it needs to be, I'd throw against him all day long.
That's a good
All
point.
day long.
Ah.
Who can he guard who can he guard in Cincinnati? He can't guard Higgins. Higgins 6'5", Chase 6'3". Who can he guard?
Can't guard Mike Evans at Tampa.
Yeah.
No.
That's the guy who's underrated, man. That guy's really good.
Mike Evans?
Oh. I think he's right there with Jerry Rice as all like consecutive 1,000-yard seasons.
No, he's the guy now. He broke it.
He broke it?
Yeah.
Well, this is what I do know. That he can play.
So as far as them making that boy play both sides of the ball, I need to put him a wide receiver because he can be a threat at wide receiver.
That's a good
Right.
point.
Fast.
That's a good
I
He
didn't
point.
think
can
about
he can run good routes.
That's a good point.
You know, he can catch the ball. He can do a lot of things on the offensive side of the ball. Put him in a
And
shotgun
now your
or
action
something like
weather
that.
broadcast.
Do one of
We've
those-
got
what do they call
shifting
those
weather
positional things
conditions
now
on the
with the-
horizon.
what do
Expect
they call them?
scattered thunderstorms and
What
dense
is the
fog.
running back there?
That's on me.
What would Happy? Why would the Browns draft Abdul Carter when they already got Myles Garrett? You get that quarterback, man. You get
Better
Shedeur
both.
Sanders.
Well, they're going along the same veins as the Steelers did. They're trying to get that defense so to be a blockbuster defense for a long time. And I guess the logic is this. Look, we've done so badly, almost cursed. We've done so badly for the last whatever years. You know, we get beat a lot of times because we can't stop the other team. So they're thinking defense. They should be thinking quarterback. But I get the logic in Cleveland. I get it.
Man, I don't know. Cleveland, man, it got bad management, bro.
They got a good coach. I like Stefanski. He's a good coach. Bad management, though. Because that contract they gave to Deshaun Watson, that money could have got you 3 or 4 first and second round offensive players.
Man, that damn owner, man, the Haslam, they're crazy. They're crazy. All right, we're getting short here with time, so we're gonna move forward. Now, I said earlier, Cooper Flagg should be a high school senior. I think he's the best domestic American player of the last 10, 15 years. Now, domestic American player. Prospect, I mean. That's what I mean. I should say prospect, not player. He's got it all, man. A little feisty. He has a Duke pedigree. People are watching.
I'm going to tell you right now.
But he can't go. All right, hold. He can't go to a Charlotte or Wizards. He needs to go to like in the Utah, Miami, San Antonio. Somebody with a proven front office.
Charlotte deserves him.
Charlotte deserves nothing. Go, Happy. You gonna say something, Happy? Go.
I want you guys to remember this, okay?
All right.
I don't think Cooper Flagg is going to be a great NBA player.
Well, depending on your definition of great. You don't think he'll be a 20-point guy in the NBA?
I think he'll be a good average player.
Okay. Because he can't guard his position. That's usually what does it. You can't guard your position.
Well, remember now, at 6'8", he's 6'8", right?
6'8", yeah.
So is
what position is
Kevin Durant 6'10".
All right.
I mean, I don't think two things that he can't do in the NBA that he won't do.
The two. Sorry.
I don't think he can guard people his size in the NBA.
Right.
And I don't think that he's going to be able to beat people his size like he did in college in the NBA.
Well, the most athletic position in the league is the 3 position. That's
Right.
6'5" to 6'9", 6'10" guy. They're usually the best athlete on the floor. So you might have a point there.
That's just my opinion because I've seen him play a lot. I've seen him play a lot in the last 2 weeks.
Uh-huh.
And he is wonderful in college. But so was Christian Laettner.
He is very like Laettner.
Well, so here's what I'm saying about Laettner, man. Everybody gets Laettner's heart. 17 points a game for a career ain't bad, though.
I'm not giving him a hard time.
No, I'm not saying happy. I'm not saying happy specifically. I'm saying that's the knee-jerk answer. That's the low-hanging fruit when it comes to Laettner. He's a 2-time All-Star.
You know why that is?
Because he's so great in college?
Yes.
Yeah.
See,
he's without question a top 20 all-time college player and without question a top 5 ACC player of all time.
That's the thing that what happens when you build these kids up, like a Flagg or a Laettner or somebody like that.
Yeah.
When they go to the next level, if they don't do that, then people consider them a failure or what happened to him? Why is he not playing good like he did in college?
Yeah.
See, that's the problem with building these kids up so much. Because now all that pressure is on a kid to play great in the NBA.
Last thing. That's the last thing. NBA dynasties. Chicago, Golden State, the Lakers with
How
Kobe.
far are you going back?
Kobe, well, Jordan, 90s up to now.
Okay.
Here we go.
You named all of them.
Yeah, here we go. NBA dynasties. Finals. Michael Jordan, 6-0, 24-11 record, 655 winning percentage. Kobe Bryant, 5-2.
Are you talking individuals or teams?
Teams, yeah. I'm saying what he did. Yeah, what he did. Kobe Bryant, 23-14, 62% winning percentage.
So you're talking individuals then?
Listen, let me finish. Yes. Curry, 4-2 finals record, 21-13, 618 percentage. And our main man, LeBron James, 4-6, which makes him 400%. I mean 40%. 21 and 59% in the finals. So I don't hear anything else about
you threw me off there.
What's that?
Because when you said dynasties, I thought you meant teams.
Right.
No,
but you just gave individual stats.
Yeah, players that won who the focal point of their team at dynasties. I'm sorry, I should clarify.
Yeah, because I was thinking teams and you said that.
Well, they're the greatest. It ain't even close. The greatest dinosaur of all time is the Celtics. Yeah, but we're talking about that. But I'm talking about the 4 players who were the focal points of their teams in those finals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
That
It's not
was,
even close. I don't want to
that
hear
was
anything
not
else.
what we were talking about. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. You need to clarify. All right, this was an abridged version of the Sporting Hour. All right, thank everybody for tuning in. Oh, they will, because this is live. It's not being shown, but we'll get it
From
out.
our new temporary home.
Temporary home, yeah. My main man Pablo. Have you guys seen this? This studio is incredible, man. Isn't it impressive, Sam?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's impressive. You can find me at TS.
Pablo's house.
Yeah, that's funny. TSH. Maybe that maybe start choking up here. You can find me at TSH_the_wood. You can give my main man Happy Cole on Instagram at happycole.com. We'll see you next week. Probably one more week at Pablo's when we get back to the radio station. But it's been great, man. Thanks for having us over your place, Pablo.
Thanks, Pablo.
This place is great, man. You got to see this thing.
Incredible.
We
Thanks, Pablo.
We might try to work it out, man. We could shoot from here and transfer it to the station.
Nice.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, Happy.
Peace and love. Thanks, Pablo.